I actually made a version of this video the other day, um, but I'm gonna try to make a condensed version. I made a video about how y'all been doing J. Cole, and then he dropped a song after I made the original video. And I just think it's so interesting that people in the hip hop community, like, you can accept and forgive musicians and artists for doing some of the worst things, for just being generally vile miscreants and deviant individuals. But J. Cole makes a decision based on something that resonated with himself, that caused no harm to anybody else. And because it didn't fall in line with these obligatory infrastructure of the blueprint of what hip hop is and was supposed to be, then you can't even like acknowledge that the bars have gone nowhere, that he's like one of the greatest rappers ever, that just his skills is still undeniable. Like, everything that he has put forth is now a moot point. It's so I've seen multiple thought pieces and people saying tweets, and I don't want to hear him talk about what a dope rapper he is. Why can't he do that? He's a dope rapper. He decided to do something that was mature. It's okay. And honestly, it's really a symptom of a bigger illness. Let's be real. Hip hop was built by broken, unhealed people as a tool, as a measure of expression. And instead of, and we are still choosing to subscribe to these standards created by people who are, first of all, young and children, and second of all, in dire straits and really just operating out of pure survival. So these weird ideas of not moving in a way that's immature, or in a way that's mature, or in a way that resonates with what's good for you, is just so, that's weird. Like, why are you so holding on so hard to an infrastructure that was built and created by children who were not in their right way, who were working their way out of something that was really challenging and used it as a tool? It's really crazy to me. And it's like, as hip hop grows and evolves, then yes, the rappers will grow and evolve. And when it comes to beef and battling, it's going to look different. Like, what I want to battle with my brother for? I tried it and it didn't resonate with me. And I decided to pull back and say where I was wrong and how I was being inauthentic to myself. And not because it aligned with the rules of hip hop, because it didn't align with the rules of me. As you can see, I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about this. I'm deeply frustrated about it because, just as an artist, I just think that it's really weird that these rules, you know what I'm saying? I think that is value and is needed to know and to study and understand where things come from and why we operate and the value of it. And also, we need to know what to throw away and what to keep. And we don't have to keep everything. Everything is not valuable, and everything will not serve us in the future. And if there's not any evolve with how hip hop is moving, then it's going to be stagnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think battling is valuable. I think it builds up a muscle, but I think that it is your choice to rap how you want to rap. Like, it just is really frustrating. I can't front. Like, I just, as a someone who really loves hip hop, like, to my core, maybe in a way that's unhealthy, to see the masses or a lot of people share this ideology, and even some people that I have like respect for as an artist. I don't know anybody, so I can't say I respect them as a person, but people I have respect for as an artist, to speak this way and to just be talking like very antiquated and very stagnant in their thoughts. It is very just like, yo, when we gonna grow up? When we gonna evolve? Like, y'all really holding this man to this standard, but y'all not holding these other people who do the vilest shit. There's no need for them to acknowledge what they've done, because they are upholding these laws of hip hop. What was written. It's boggling my mind. And maybe that's because I'm also coming from a woman's perspective. You know what I'm saying? A woman's perspective, mind you, that being a woman in hip hop is a very tough place to be a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because like many places, is a space that was not specifically chiseled for me. So a lot of my favorite rappers, a lot of their content is, against women in some way or another, or has been. And it, of course, we see the evolution happening, which is beautiful, but it's still a tough place to be a woman in hip hop. But I guess it sort of reigns with me because any kind of woman in hip hop, however you step into hip hop, whatever type of rapper you choose to be, is bucking the system to a degree just by having a vagina. You know what I'm saying? And speaking and not being somebody in the background being cute. You know what I'm saying? So when I just see someone else bucking the system in another way and just being so ridiculed for it, like y'all all do some like wild fuck shit, if for lack of better words, like everybody I see critics, and if you don't, you have, and it's just likely that it wasn't caught on video. Back to Cole, I think that it was so like very brave of him to make that decision to say, yo, this ain't me. I retract that shit. Because he knew the type of industry he's going to be and the type of shit he was going to face. If you haven't gotten a chance, this is not a promo, but sort of a promo, like check out his, he got the audio joint Inevitable. It's a great listen. It's worth the listen, but it's ironic because it's sort of old. I think it's like from 2022 that he recorded it. And he's been going through this in the industry over and over again. He's always getting accused of not being tough enough, not being conscious enough, and there's always this bar that he's held up to. And the nigga just keep rapping. That's all he do. It's like, what harm is he causing to anyone? Everything to be said about him, all the ways that he's been put down and picked up, because y'all put him up for a minute. Let's not forget that, because y'all had him on a pedestal right before this beef. He went on that feature run, and it was all about, oh, Cole is the dude. He about to be the dude. I thought it was gonna be he edged out. Y'all had edged him out in front of Drake and Kendrick, because Kendrick hadn't put nothing out for a while, and Drake was getting stale. But Cole was coming with some very consistent features that was really like shaking up the game, and y'all had him on that pedestal. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, nah, it's so weird, yo. It's just weird, like. And not even weird that you can change your mind with how you feel about a rapper. It's weird that you try to negate everything great that he's done just because he made a decision that you don't agree with that caused no harm to anyone. Meanwhile, y'all motherfuckers can't wait to put R. Kelly on at the cookout. Yes, y'all the same niggas get in the car with you and you got the playlist and TP2 is on the top of the rotation. I just make it make sense. Make it make sense. I need to understand, because it's just not mathing for me. So that's my piece. I got more to say about it, clearly. I got a lot more to say about it, but ultimately what I'm saying is a symptom of a system that was built on a broken and a faulty foundation, despite it, and that's also a beautiful thing about hip hop, being built on a broken and faulty foundation, and still being able to be this beautiful medium and tool of expression, and really something that really got a lot of people out, whether it was the people that was creating it or the people that was watching it, even outside of the people that is exploiting it. So it's a beautiful tool that was built on a faulty foundation. But now that we can say that, can we acknowledge that the shit is built on a broken and faulty foundation, and some of these rules and criteria that we are upholding ourselves to, our artists to, our women to, our men to, are just fugazi, wrong, flawed, and it's a complete fallacy. You know what I'm saying? Everything has space to evolve and grow, and if you're not willing to see and let hip-hop grow, then what is it going to be? It's just like what Mos Def said, Brown Sugar. He said, hip-hop going to be what we make it. And if you keep putting these stringent rules on it that was created 50 years ago, back to that, 50 years ago, a lot of rules, which was, as all rules, made up as you went along. Oh, it got to be this. Oh, it got to be that. And a lot of those was broken. I just don't get having space and grace for people who have been documented as harming people, and specifically harming women, and just being generally vile people. And there's space and grace for them, and their music still get played, and y'all still be at the concerts. But this dude, all he been doing his whole career has just been like, I just want to rap. Yeah, I want to be the best rapper, but it's always just been about rap. And there's just no space for that. There's no space for people who really, and I'm only basing it on him as what I perceive as an artist, because once again, I don't know him. But he really presents a purity in the art that just doesn't happen very often in music of any kind, but specifically hip hop. So that's my piece. Like I said, the frustration, you see it build up. I thought I was gonna get off, and I came back. And I got more. But yo, if you want to argue with me about it, you can fight me about it. Whatever, whatever the disagreement is, and that's another thing. Like, if you disagree with his move, disagree with his move. Don't devalue and diminish everything else that he has put forward for 15 plus years. I don't know, 15, I'm trying to do the math, like 15 plus years. Now everything he do is for naught. Everything has no value. Man, get out of here. Please get out of here. At the end of the day, like at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day got to end. I don't know. That's ended with a cliche, but my frustration is really real because I've been a participator in hip hop all my life, and I've been watching it. I've been participating in it, and just seeing how some of our elders, statesmen, or older or more seasoned, even if you're not elder in hip hop, you're older, how they are reacted, and then you wonder why the young generation act like they act when it come to rap. Because one, you know what I'm saying, you have all these rules that you did not teach them, by the way. You got all these hip hop rules and no, not crack commandments, but they are like that. You got all these rules that you did not teach them, so you mad that they don't uphold that. You know what I'm saying? And then you gatekeep, you keep them away from the opportunities. You don't show them how you learn. You gonna have to learn my way. Well, why not? Show them your way so that it can be easier, so that they can elevate and move forward. And then, you know what I'm saying, then you keep these rules. Like, so when they find out how to do it their way, and all it is ass shaking or mumbling or something that really, you don't feel like it has any intrinsic value to like evolving, then you mad at them about that. Like, we gotta keep it a buck and a bean about how, and the fact that that middle generation and maybe some of the first generation is responsible for where it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like, the young people can't be all to blame. You know what I'm saying? The people that came before got to take some accountability. And one of the things that we did, I guess I'm a part of that generation. One of the things that we did or didn't do was to really, like, first of all, okay, look at this. Let's look at these rules. Let's look at what this blueprint is. Let's look at what this infrastructure is and what it's supposed to be. And let's evaluate it. Let's not just have it chiseled in stone. Let's review it. Just like when you get a license, you gotta renew that shit every year, every 5 years. Make sure you still of sound mind. Let's make sure these make sense for where we at now. Okay, the way we used to do women when it first came out, we might need to review that. Some of the stuff we did when it first came out was really good, and we should keep that. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff just needs to stay where it's at. But no, it's just like, we need to keep these same rules that we have. We need to maintain this status quo. Like, I don't see how it is different from the macrocosm if we are moving in this way. The microcosm is reflecting the macrocosm. And all I hear people do is complain about the macrocosm, complain about the society and the politics and the institutions. But then you create a microcosm that eventually becomes a reinforcer of these same broken and stagnated and institutions. It's crazy to me, because at the end of the day, hip hop is ours. It's ours. We created it. So what that means is that we can adjust it. We can make it something more utopian. And that don't mean it gotta be like all kumbaya and I gotta act like I like you and all this shit. But it do mean that we can have space for a healed person. You know what I'm saying? Can a healed person rap? Can a motherfucker that meditate and then found his center and still acknowledges, no, I'm not perfect, and I'm, can I do that? Or y'all want the person that's always gonna just act like they right when they dead ass wrong, and we looking at them be dead ass wrong, and you gonna cheer for that motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? You gonna let them cook on all of their bullshit? Like, I'm deeply frustrated, clearly, about it. And I, like I said, I've been listening to that J. Cole joint, and it definitely made me see him more as a person and as an artist. But it was really a thought that I was having even before I started listening to it. And then he dropped the song, and then I'm seeing the reactions to the song. And it's really, like, frustrating and sad, because I'm not only seeing it from, the super macho hip hop. I'm seeing it from some of the people that, quote unquote, represent the purity of it. Some of the people that are quote unquote backpackers or whatever the thing is, like, y'all subscribe to that shit too. And it's just like, are we going to evolve this thing or not? You know what I'm saying? Because, the last time I checked, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times when it comes to being 50, you know what I'm saying, you get 50 and stagnant, and those are the motherfuckers that get ill. And not in the dope rapper type of way. You know what I'm saying? You get ill because you ain't been tending to them pain points. So now it's time to tend to these pain points. Now it's time to start eating healthy. Now it's time to start taking in things that are of more nutrients for the culture. And something that's very nutritious for the culture is a motherfucker taking accountability. I'm just saying. I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's cool to say, hey, I did a thing that I didn't like and I felt crazy about it. And I know that I'm going to have an adverse reaction to saying this, and I'm still going to say it because it's honest to me. That is cool as shit. Y'all clapping for a lot of motherfuckers that's out here faking the funk and are the most inauthentic people that you will ever meet. Those are the ones that you cheer and that you laud and that you think deserves the praise. Meanwhile, somebody's being authentic and acknowledging and taking accountability, and y'all want to act like he the problem. Okay, cool. Word. Gold Shine's out. But